Did you think he had some pretty good shots in there?
Yeah, that was just what we were talking about in the locker room with the coaches. Is that end of the first half where we don't score for 7.5 minutes, and we had open looks, and I think we missed about 5 of them, and that's just too big a dry spell. And they started out flat. I thought Iowa was flat early, and who wouldn't be? After the week they had, and then they started heating up later in the half, and we couldn't build a lead. And so consequently we go down 9, and it shouldn't have been down 9 with all those open looks.
Were you getting what you wanted out of your offense at that point?
Yeah, I mean those guys, Jack's up 40% shooter, and yeah, I was okay with our shot select. There was a few of them I didn't love, but it was a little bit of a scrum for a while there too. So, but I thought we got decent looks.
You didn't turn the ball over a lot, but did the pressure defense kind of get you out of an offensive rhythm at all?
Few times. I wouldn't say it had a big effect. A few times it did. I thought early when we lined up in our press breaker wrong twice in a row that it did. And then I thought in the second half, as our guys got a little more tired, it hurt us some. But at the same time, we scored late in the clock some too, so it didn't make it feel as bad as maybe it could have been.
The tie has shown.
That's what you wanted to do in the second half, Tim.
It always affects you, but that's just managing the game, so you just deal with it, and it doesn't help with your best guys with fouls like that. Probably Shaman not on the floor at the end of the first half was what hurt us the most.
Ty has shown the ability to have some big games, but kind of spotty. Did you see anything coming from him tonight, or anything that indicated it?
We just told Ty to, it was interesting after pregame lunch or dinner, pregame meal, whatever you want to call it. He stayed and watched extra tape. And gee, why is that a kid that does a little extra work, a little extra video work, whatever it might be, goes out and has a good game? And I think it said a lot about his mentality, come ready to play, and Ty is doing better and better. And he came in with all these expectations, and that was difficult for him, I think, emotionally, mentally, and he's been a lot better for us this year. And we need some of those other guys to contribute.
Right.
We don't have enough contributors right now.
You see Mike Gazelle, Nebraska kid. What are your thoughts on his game? And
Just remember, I wasn't around when he went to decide to go to Iowa. I had 4 Nebraska kids at Colorado State, so whatever, all right? So, Mike's terrific. He's a good player. He reminds me of Trey Demps, only a point guard instead of a scorer, because he'll create for himself like he did tonight. Got fouled, made shots, tough shots too. Made 2 tough ones at the end, and then he goes out and gets 10 assists, I believe, too. Mike's a really good player, and of course, Utah. I mean, we had it down to 8. And he makes the 25-footer. And it was just a real hard one to deal with. We never really got back, in where you felt like, okay, this is going our way. And he's terrific. He blocked those 4 shots in the first half to make it hard for us. And we did a much better job in the second half of driving and pitching, but he really had a huge impact on the game.
He seems to be a difficult guy to cover just because he can do so many different things.
At least he doesn't have Aaron White with him. But yeah, he's a hard cover. He's a terrific basketball player.
How much room do you think Michael Jacobson has to grow? He looks pretty young out there at times.
Yeah, we shaved once in his life, so I would say that, and that's only because I used to say he never shaved, so he at least shaved once. But Mike will grow and develop. He may even have more height in him. Who knows? But he's more of a 4-man. But we got him playing on the 5, and I thought he did a much better job the second half. But he's got a great touch from 15 to 17 feet, and we just haven't played him out there enough because we've got those wings that are a tough matchup. So. And we have no bigs. So at the end of the day, I think he's going to develop into a very nice player at Nebraska.
You mentioned the foul trouble, and you had 4 starters that had 4 fouls. Just what do you attribute that to more than anything?
Well, Iowa's always been a tough guard that way, and they've always got to the foul line. And I think their motion offense because their movement's very good, their ball movement and their player movement's very good. They get you a little out of position. They know when to attack. They're smart players. And so consequently, you get a whistle, and especially with the new whistles, they got us. And then, we went to more of a switching defense, which got us in some mismatches, and we made some mistakes too.
Tim, you guys have had some spurts of good play, but you're 0-3. Do you have confidence worries at this point with your team?
Well, I'm always worried, right? We've established the fact that I'm Catholic, and so there's a whole bunch of stuff that goes in with that. So, but at the same time, I mean, the last 2 games, I can live with how hard our kids are playing, and we played very good teams. I think if you look at the Ken Palm ratings, if you want to look at that, these last 2 teams we've played are probably top, 35 teams at least. So, I mean, the competition is good, but we've got some, I would like to see I want to see us now, and I want to see where we're at the end of the year. And I think our development, our growth will be really good. This group I like, and I'm going to stick with, and I think they're working their butt off, and I think when it breaks, it'll I think there'll be such a relief. Who knows, maybe we'll string off a whole winning streak, which is not 2 in a row, it's 3 as we've established.